Thank you, everybody, first of all, for attending this month's July CDS Partner Seminar. We really appreciate you giving your time to be here today. My name is Max Malmud. I am a mixed-race Asian male with long brown hair, brown eyes, in a navy blue CDS branded attire t-shirt, polo shirt. I am the Operations and PAC Room Conference Coordinator here at the Center on Disability Studies, and I'm pleased to welcome you here today. We are recording today's session, and it will be available on our CDS YouTube channel. We do ask that you be patient as it takes us a week or two to caption and get everything edited before it uploads to our YouTube channel. Just a few reminders. You can turn your video off during the presentation, and we do ask that you please mute your microphone until the Q&A section at the end, unless prompted by our speakers. Feel free to also use the chat for your comments or questions, and I will be sure to get them shared if not seen by our speakers in the moment, and we will also enable the captions feature. A little bit about our partner seminar series. CDS is proud of our numerous community and agency partnerships and collaborations over the history of our center. And every other month or so, we spotlight one speaker and let them share more about who they are, the work that they do, and the work that they continue to do or have done in relation to CDS and our areas of study and research. So we really hope this presentation sparks new or expanded collaborations for you all and deepens our own understanding of these wonderful community resources. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to our host, Mansa Starsik, to introduce our speakers today.
Thank you so much, Max. Aloha, everyone. My name is Mansa, and I am an evaluation specialist at the Center on Disability Studies here at UH Mānoa. I am a white female with brown shoulder-length hair. I'm wearing a black blouse. First of all, mahalo for joining us today at the CDS Partner Seminar. I'm delighted to introduce Leslie Weilbacher, who is an outreach specialist at the American Printing House for the Blind. Leslie is our valued partner. I had the pleasure of meeting at the Pacific Rim Conference this year, where the American Printing House was one of our exhibitors. She's been working for several years as a teacher of students with visual impairments and orientation and mobility specialist. She also trains teachers on APH products and assistive technology. Leslie is a lifelong disability advocate. She pursued her master's in special education with emphasis in visual impairment and O&M from the University of Northern Colorado with her second guide dog, Gwenny. Currently, Leslie lives in Washington State with her guide dog, Othello, retired guide, and 2 horses. It is our pleasure having you today, Leslie, who's also joined here by Stephanie Walker, and we'll welcome you both.
Thank you very much. Happy Disability Pride Month, everyone. I'm very happy to be here. I had the pleasure of attending PACRIM for the 2nd time this year. The first time I presented on early opportunities for literacy and functional vision and learning media assessments, and I hope to be able to return again next year. So this is an image of me with my current guide dog, Othello, who's a yellow lab in a blue guide harness. And I'm actually in this picture wearing a Aloha Braille shirt, which I totally didn't do on purpose for this. I, as Mensa said, was a TVI O&M for several years, and now I work for the American Printing House for the Blind, doing things like this. And I hope that I will be able to share some resources so that we can continue some collaborations. I am also an ATP specialist, and I think that's enough about me, and I'm going to jump into the learning objectives. Today we will identify the types of services that APH offers to everyone. describe how outreach services can assist individuals, professionals, and organizations, and recognize that APH Outreach Services is here to assist with creative and customized learning and solutions. So a little bit about the background for APH. If you've never heard of the American Printing House for the Blind, it is the world's largest nonprofit organization creating accessible learning experiences through educational, workplace, and independent living products and services for people who are blind and low vision. APH was founded in Louisville, Kentucky in 1858, making it the oldest institution of its kind in the United States. So with that being said, a small disclaimer, we are so big and so old, I am not going to be able to tell you everything about us. I am going to give you an overview and highlight some things that are, I think, relevant, and then I am your living resource to reach out to. So our mission is empowering people who are blind or low vision by providing accessible and innovative products, materials, and services for lifelong success. We believe the future belongs to everyone. And this is an image of Helen Keller reading a book. We also house the Helen Keller archives, so we like to quote her. So the outreach services. Solutions for everyone. Outreach Services Department has 3 branches. Regional support, so that's me. We're specialists who train TVIs and other vision professionals in the field, and we coordinate supports and resources. The National Census, which I'll touch on soon, drives federal quota funds, and I'll get into that, and supports the ex officio trustees. The 3rd branch is the APH Hive. This is the learning management system and professional development. So I will touch on all of these. Sorry. The Outreach Services mission is to oversee the annual student registration for the census, for the federal quota program, provide consultation and other services for vision professionals, families, and consumers. We want to link APH with professional practice in the field of vision and promote sound models of best practice. Our goal is to increase awareness of the products and services offered by APH through distance learning like this, statewide national trainings, exhibits and presentations, at regional, national, and state conferences, professional learning communities, and parent and family trainings. So the federal quota program, which is the foundation for everything that we do, is summed up by starting with the students. The act to promote the education of the blind was enacted in 1879 to provide adapted educational materials to eligible students who met the definition of blindness. This makes it the oldest legislation around visual impairment. So how does it work? Congress appropriates funds each October, hopefully, That number that they appropriate for us is divided by the total number of registered eligible students on the census. And students in this case is K-12 students, but also students in adult programs. So if you are in a vocational rehabilitation program, that is one of our accounts, those count as well. So we divide the number we get from Congress by the number of people. Then each state, we multiply that per person number by the number in the state. And that is allocated to each state, each account, which establishes the quota for the fiscal year. It's a little confusing, but it somehow works. These monies can be used to purchase products from APH. And these are the individuals responsible for this allocation are the ex officio trustees, or we call them the EOTs. They determine how these funds are used for their individual organization. Hawaii, for example, has two main accounts, the Department of Education and the Hopeno Services for the Blind. So who are the ex officio trustees? These are the designated individuals for some states it's a residential school, the Department of Education, the Agency for the Blind that participates in the federal quota program. Every state does it a little bit different, but each ex officio trustee is entrusted with the administration of these federal quota funds for their system. So what can you buy with these quota funds? We have over 500 universally designed products in our catalog, and that changes. We add to it, we update it all the time. These are both high tech and low tech. They're for the Common Core curriculum, also for the expanded core curriculum. So the 9 areas that are designated as extra areas of need for students who are blind or visually impaired. You can purchase alternative format textbooks. So if there is a textbook that you cannot get in any other way, you can have it transcribed and produced through us using these funds as well. Some software licenses we also offer, such as JAWS. I think we've actually moving on to Fusion, so a JAWS Zoom text combined. And just to give you a sample of some of these products, these are a few of my favorite ones. The first one is a science product. It is called Build-A-Cell. This is a really cool interactive product. You have raised outlines of plant and animal cells plus a bacterium. Inside each of these structures is a black felt, and then there's movable, interactive, both colorful, textured, and braille labeled organelles to help you learn not only what those pieces are, but also how they might fit and interact with each other, which ones have them and which ones don't. I wish I had this when I was in biology class myself. And when you look at the description of this on the website, you will see it has a tag that says FQ eligible, so that will be on all of the items that are able to be purchased with quota funds. Not every single one of our items are, but the vast majority. The next thing is the Reach and Match Learning Kit. This is so much fun for, really it should be in every preschool. This is big, thick foam mats that puzzle piece together. They're red, green, blue, and yellow. There's different textures and patterns on one side. You flip them over and there's a channel with shape cutouts to put tiles that have the alphabet, both in print and braille. There's also an audio component to it because each tile has, each set of tiles has a different sound element to it, different grains of sand, grains of rice to make different noises. So it's truly a multimodal product that works for a huge variety of learning styles and students to really learn by play. Next is Picture Maker. This is just a super, super useful product that teachers can use for so many different things. Again, it is a felt board, double-sided, about the size of a folder. And it comes with Velcroed different shapes and lines and that are different colors and textures. Some are soft foam, some are hard plastic. You can make maps, you can do charts and graphs for math, just on the fly, put it together, play tic-tac-toe. It's incredibly versatile and useful for pretty much all ages, depending on the student and what they need. It's very good high contrast for students who might have CVI. It's very fun for students maybe learning to pattern, learning shapes, lots of opportunities with that. One of our more high-tech devices is for low vision is the Juno digital handheld magnifier. This is shown here with someone using it, set on the table, using it to sign a check. It's a little dated, but the point is you can use it for some handwriting tasks, some spot reading. It's a 7.5-inch screen size, but one of the powerful pieces of it is that it does offer ocular character recognition, OCR, which means you can take a picture of a page of text and it will read that back aloud to you. It has a lot of other functions on it as well. And as I said, I could probably spend an entire presentation just on a handful of our products. The next I have on here is a few of our Braille displays, also our high-tech realm, the Chameleon and the Mantis. So the Chameleon is 20 cells of refreshable Braille with a 6-key Perkins style keyboard, and the Mantis is 40 cells of refreshable Braille with a QWERTY keyboard. Happen to be using that as we speak. These are incredibly versatile as well, as far as you can connect them to your laptop or your iOS device, actually now Android, now that Android has the HID standard out, to use it in terminal mode, but they also have some standalone functions, such as a note taker and a library to download Bookshare books. And the current star of the show for us is our new Monarch. The Monarch is our 10-line refreshable Braille display that can render text and tactile graphics. So this is our new, pretty revolutionary device. It even has some touch sensors to do gestures and Braille keyboard input. So there's a lot you can currently do with this, but it's still evolving as a butterfly does. We're adding screen reader support to it. So shortly here, will also be able to be used in terminal mode with JAWS and NVDA. Not quite yet, but it's getting really close. I saw it in the update notes coming out soon, so it's pretty exciting. So that's just a couple, just to give you an idea, from science and early childhood to low vision and Braille displays. And that's, yeah, hardly scraping the surface. So going on to some things that regional support means. That's me, and I am tasked with maintaining connections in my region, especially with the ex officio trustees, prep programs, personnel and instruction, including teachers in gen ed classrooms, TVIs, schools for the blind, any professionals providing services to adult consumers, parents and families, and anybody. Some customizable solutions that we have done in the past, which is not an exhaustive list as well, would be creating in-service trainings. So if you reached out to me and said, I really want to know more about the Juno, I would customize that for your specific needs, the number of people, whatever you would need. Needs for school districts, needs for the state in general. If there's a university, for example. Work with small groups or individuals for our assistive technology, both high and low. And just as an example, I was asked by the Montana School for the Deaf and Blind to do a coding activity for their day where they brought in all the students from the surrounding area. And their theme was Kentucky Derby, ironically. So we did code the robots to race around the track. And we turned the robots into horses. I like to have fun. I like to work with the kids still, even though I'm not teaching directly anymore. So I'm just happy to have any opportunity. This is a colored map of the regions that we work in around the US. And the next slide is the Northwest region, which Hawaii is a part of. It also includes our other Pacific Island territories, such as Guam, American Samoa, and the Northern Marianas Islands. But then I also cover Alaska, Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming. We also have some regional partnerships, and one of them also covers that same area, the CAT Northwest program. So the APH has partnered with the Centers for Assistive Technology Training, and one of those is for Northwest. They offer training on a selection of our products. CAT is a collaboration between APH and the Alabama Institute for the Deaf and Blind and the Washington State School for the Blind. So CAT Northwest covers all the states and territories I just said, but they also have California, and they actually might be getting another one or two. A few other fun activities that we get to do that are extra grant funding are the Abacus Bee. The Abacus Bee, what is it? It is a contest to improve math skills. There's regional ones that lead into national competition. This is for students to use their math skills, unlock scientific thinking, contribute to STEM, and reach for the stars. This is an astronaut holding a sign that says Abacus Bee. We have a very spacey theme with these. Our director, when coming up with this concept, really wanted to encourage the next generation of rocket scientists. We wanted to encourage students to enjoy math, not be displeased with having to do math in general. The next slide is a QR code that will take you directly to the webpage for this if you want to learn more about it. Right now we have 13 states that are participating in a regional Abacus Bee, and this is for anyone who wants to compete in math who's blind or visually impaired. They can use Braille, either UEB or Nemeth, or they can use large print. They don't have to use an abacus. They can use mental math as well. So it's meant to be fun, but also challenging. And I would love to partner with someone to bring this to Hawaii. The next one is the APH National Coding Symposium and Day of Code. This is my pet project. This is so to introduce students and teachers to coding, programming, and related careers, to show them that these are open to students who are blind or visually impaired. Students can participate in computer science classes or learn coding independently at home. We want to break down some barriers and some misconceptions that to support a student, you have to be a coder yourself. We have a ton of resources on this specifically as well. Days of Code are hands-on regional events to dabble in it, to see if you enjoy it, to try out new things. And then the national event, the National Coding Symposium, is a virtual event, and that will be held this year on December 9th. And registration for that will be coming up soon. But if this is something that you would be interested in learning about more, there is another QR code. I love to play with coding. I am not a coder. I call myself a coding enthusiast. But there's a lot of ways that it can be and is accessible. So please, again, reach out to me if there's curiosity around that. I'm going to talk now about the Hive, our third branch of the outreach department. The Hive is our online learning management system, and it has grown so much. The purpose of this is to equip educators to meet the unique needs of students with visual impairments by means of outcome-based learning and access to resources. So again, here's a QR code to jump over there. The Hive itself has 3 branches. So we have, I think, around 50 courses now, self-paced peer-reviewed courses where you can access a CVREP credit. There's also professional learning communities, so huge and growing to be huge, collections of materials and resources and other websites, other articles to expand on topics, including discussion boards where people have really started to reach out and mentor each other. And it's all free. So all you have to do is sign up with a free account, and you can access any of these materials. Let's see. Expanding the colony. So we add new courses all the time. And if you really enjoy the sound of my voice, you can always go listen to me tell you specifically about the Mantis Q40 or the Chameleon 20 in those courses on the Hive. A few of the areas that are covered in the course catalog are foundational skills, assessments, early childhood, core curriculum, and expanded core curriculum. To branch off of that is Access Academy. Access Academy is our professional development one-stop resource for meaningful resources for teachers of the blind and visually impaired. These are live and recorded. If you watch it live, you will get a opening and closing code, and then you can go to the Hive and put those codes in to receive a certificate for viewing that content. If you can't watch it live, that's okay. They're recorded and they are posted on our YouTube channel. But credit will not be available for the recorded courses. Speaking of the YouTube channel, there is a ton of information on the YouTube channel as well. Archive videos, museum highlights, partner showcases. Things have been starting to get organized into playlists, but you can also go and watch past national coding symposiums if you're so inclined. Okay, I know I'm running short on time, so I will breeze through the next few things. The APH Connect Center is another branch. It's another department at APH, but it's very worthy of note here. It's a collection of websites, webinars, and other resources. And they, again, have 3 branches. They have Vision Aware, which is focused on older adults who are experiencing vision loss. They have a Getting Started guide, so a guide for family and friends. Support groups, articles, tips and tricks on cooking and everything you could imagine. Diabetes education program. Family Connect is exactly what it sounds like. It is from the time you get a diagnosis to the time you graduate, resources, special education, IEPs, Parent Connect, webinars, and personal stories from families. There's actually a parent advisory council that helps direct the direction of this. And Career Connect is for both those transition age students, so 14 and up, who are starting to think of what life after high school, both career or college or trade school, whatever it might be, and those who are currently seeking employment. They have the Job Seekers Toolkit, which is actually a course you can take that walks you through from just checking out what your interests are to writing a resume and interview skills. They have webinars called Career Conversations. So people who are blind, who have a career in, there was a mortician on there was a computer programmer, there was a chef, will come and talk about those careers, the accommodations they need and use, and how they got there. Similarly with college conversations. So, and there is still more to go. The Braille Tales is an amazing collaboration between APH and the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. We get donations of children's books that then through our Prison Braille Network are brailled with clear stickers, and they are given out 6 a year to children who are birth to 6 who are blind or visually impaired, or parents who are blind or visually impaired who have children who are younger than 6. So it's an awesome program. A few more free Braille resources real fast are the Braille Blaster. So that is free transcription software. It's meant to be very easy to use. And Braille Brain, if you're a teacher or someone wanting to learn Braille, this is an online course to do so. The Lewis database, if you are looking for any kind of accessible material, this is a good place to start. It's a free national database, and there is a QR code here for that. There's over 70 organizations that contribute to this, including APH, Bookshare, and Learning Ally. So it's a good place to start your search. Again, there's just a couple more things that are worth noting, but not any less for being stuck here at the end. With the accessible tests and textbook, you can get books transcribed, APH Press. The Dot Experience is our museum, which is currently under renovation, but it should be opening next year. The Hall of Fame, the libraries, the Tactile Graphic Image Library is a super useful free tool. You can download and emboss or use on a swell paper or on the Monarch, different tactile graphics, and they're adding to it all the time. And we have free apps for both iOS and Android. Finally, please get involved. We are always looking for feedback, field testers, product ideas. We have focus groups and studies that we're doing. You can find this information if you just go to our website at aph.org. Across the top, there's a Get Involved tab. You might want to go ahead and also sign up for our mailing list so you hear about other opportunities like the Monarch Rise program or the Monarch Student Pilot Project program as well. So there's always things happening. And here is yet another quote from Helen Keller, which I think kind of sums up our want to help and meet your needs is alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. And finally, my email address is lweilbacher@aph.org, but an easier one to remember how to spell is outreach@aph.org, and that will get to me as well. That goes to our whole team. Thank you, Stephanie, for dropping things in the chat for me. And with that, if anybody has questions, comments, you want me to go into more in depth on anything that I rushed through, I am happy to do so. you can just drop it in the chat or go ahead and unmute yourself.
While we wait for others to, having a little bit of echo.
Leslie, thank you so much for your wonderful presentation. I learned a lot, and I'm really amazed by all the different projects that you do. I didn't know about the coding challenge. That was really cool.
It's
And
very fun.
I was just wondering about integrating AI into any of your products. Have you done any of it, or are you planning to do so?
There's some discussion around that. We it we're trying to be very careful and very thoughtful. We don't want there to be any because a lot of our products go to students who are underage. We want to keep that in mind. We also want to be very aware of private information.
Mm.
So it is definitely something that we are looking into, but we are being very cautious about how
Mhm.
we do that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, what are the apps that are available? So there are several. There's a few math apps, such as Practice to Master Fractions, Practice to Master the Abacus. Um, there's a fun coding app called Code Quest. It's introductory foundational skills on things like sequencing, algorithms, and loops in a gamified way that also has embossable levels and 3D printable manipulatives. So it's not, you can do it either way. You don't have to use a screen for it. There's Animal Watch, which is meant for, I think, 6th grade and up math. They're word problems. They work through both some tactile graphicacy as far as reading charts and graphs, but the focus is on environmental conservancy around endangered animals. Let's see, there's I need to pick up my iPad and look at it. uh, there's a lot. So, Braille Buzz, that's another one. That also comes in Spanish, which is nice. We're trying to add more Spanish products as well.
I think we have one question in the chat that says, is your PACRIM presentation on functional vision assessment available as a recording?
I am not positive. However, I would be happy to share the PowerPoint if you email me. Also happy to do it again.
So I have a question, Leslie. This is Jane.
Hi.
So I have uh, a person that I know that does 3D printing and loves it, but they have another job and stuff. But are there any, I guess they're like directions or steps that you give to a 3D printer for anything that we could use with students who are blind or visually impaired?
So the first thing that comes to mind is there are some already available So are you asking for someone who is blind to
No, no,
do?
no,
No?
just
Okay.
if you can access the, I don't know, the downloads to send to your
Yes.
braille
Okay.
printer, or send to your 3D printer.
Yes. So some things in the TGIL, the Tactile Graphics Image Library, are designed for 3D printers. So it's already packaged and ready to go for that. And I know through the Washington State School for the Blind, Lee Chandler is actually setting up a, for lack of better store, for lack of a better word, a store for you request, I need this to do this thing for a student. And he's teaching a class on how to render these with students there. So they will work on it and get it to you, including printing it if you need it. And I'd
Awesome.
be happy to share his email address.
I could probably look it up on the website, right?
Yes, if you go
Okay.
to WSSB's webpage, he is the Access STEM consultant.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that's great.
I also just wanted to note, and thank you for my audio issues earlier, but I do highly encourage you to go to their website as well as their YouTube page. They have a kind of a bit of a welcome video titled "No Other Place Like It: American Printing House for the Blind" that I found very heartwarming. It was a very feel-good video that really emphasized just the extensive projects and work that you do, as well as the extensive history. So I highly encourage everybody here to go check that out.
Thank you.
Um,
And that's a pretty dated video, but thank you.
You're still very well informed. Are there any other questions from our attendees? Okie dokie. Well, there is the contact information on the screen should you have more information, or if you still think of a question that you have and you want to continue hanging out for a little bit, you are welcome to. But at this time, I'm going to bring us to a close or start to close out. And I'd like to just extend one last thank you to Leslie as well as Stephanie for being here, taking the time out of your day to be here. In fact, I believe it's evening where you are, isn't it?
It's about 5 o'clock for me, and it's 7 o'clock for Stephanie.
Ah,
So much appreciated.
well, thank you for taking, especially that valuable, I know how valuable that evening time leading into a long weekend can be. So I very much appreciate you both. And yeah, we hope to stay in touch and work more with you. In terms of
Absolutely.
our, yes, in terms of our attendees, as a reminder, you will be able to catch the recording of this session on our YouTube page in a few weeks. I also am going to drop the link to our YouTube playlist that has recordings of all of our previous partner seminars. So you can be sure to check there when this one gets uploaded. And as always, you're welcome to log off at this moment or hang out if you still have a few questions. But thank you for attending.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your quick searching, Stephanie, and things in the chat.
Anytime. Your QR code was not showing up for the Hive, so I put the
Oh,
link there. I found it. It was hidden. It's okay.
I was going to ask you about developmental patching with early childhood.
oh,
Yeah, I haven't been able to find any research, but I have found that physicians do blame families a lot for not doing enough patching.
uh, yeah. Well, and I I don't think that's necessarily very fair for I mean
Exactly.
you do what you can do to make it happen. I think Stephanie found one article on patching and dropped it in the chat.
Oh,
And I think
Great.
the person that would probably Melissa Matthews would probably have some more details. And I believe it's just mmatthews@aph.org is her email. And she runs Family Connect. So she would have a lot of that information at her fingertips.
Excellent. Oh, I can't thank you enough for sharing all these resources and information. It's
Oh,
wonderful.
I'm happy that they're useful. That's the thing that I hear most is, oh, I didn't know APH did that. So I tried to cram it in as much as possible.
Oh, yeah. And those actual learning products that you shared with us,
Mhm.
it was really neat to hear, your perspectives and the detail about them too. Thank you.
Those were just a couple off the top of my head that I think are awesome. And one I wish I had when I was in school, but also um, as a teacher, found very useful.
Oh, great, great. I actually just out of just an interesting fact is that I actually am in Louisville right now. My grandchildren live here.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah, yeah. And but I do live on Maui, so um
Well, you'll either have to come to annual meeting next October for the grand opening of the museum, or at least see it when you visit your kids. It looks so great. Every update we get, they're trying for the most interactive and accessible museum, and it's very exciting.
I hear wonderful things. Is that 2026?
Yes,
Okay.
that is the goal.
Oh, fantastic. Great. Wow. So in the chat, you dropped, oh, here it is. The APH, like the page, you found it for me with on the critical period. Oh, that's wonderful. This is amazing.
Stephanie's super fast at researching.
Okay.
I knew there had to be something on amblyopia that would address patching. There's not a whole lot on that page, but there are a few things, and it's written family-centered.
Yeah. Great, great. Thanks again for everything.
Thank you.